Superman issue number 302, featuring Lex Luthor as the villain. This cover, it shows Superman is a giant, and that's what ends up happening. So here goes the story, and it tells it all in one issue. Thank God it doesn't cross over. Recently got this in a lot in pretty good condition. So Superman is unaware that Lex Luthor got out of jail. They don't see him get out of jail or anything. And they don't show how Lex Luthor injects him with a serum of some sorts or something, but they don't show. What happens is essentially he gets this disease that makes him a virus that makes him a giant, and that's growing his body to enormous proportions. But the whole thing is it doesn't make his brain doesn't grow with it. And so he doesn't have the brain power, the brain function to use and to coordinate that huge of a body. So he basically turns Superman into a buffoon. And Superman is in need, and then he's due for work, and he can't show up as a giant, and then word gets around that Superman's a giant. And Clark Kent stays in his apartment. He ends up phoning another superhero friend to help him out, a guest star by Adam, which is DC's version of Ant-Man. So he shows up, presumably to shrink his body, but that really doesn't happen. They figure out what's going on. They don't know how to prevent it. And then they learn along the way that Lex Luthor's taken this opportunity where Superman's debilitated to take over and start ransacking some places. And during this, he's like, I don't care if I'm a fool, I'm gonna go out and fight him. And Ant-Man devises a helmet that kind of like counter-reacts it and like makes him a little more smarter. And this is a shot of it that I took with the camera. So Superman looks like a sped with his helmet over the skies of Metropolis, fighting Luthor in his copter jetpack. And he ends up shooting the helmet off of Superman before Superman's able to take over him. Then the ruse that they end up pulling, the whole scheme is they use a shrinking ray to finally shrink Superman, and then Lex Luthor thinks that he got infected with the same virus and that he is growing huge. So it's a tactic trick. So Lex Luthor deactivates the chip to make them both, to make the virus go away of them being giants. And that ends up turning it off for Superman, and then he kind of faints or whatever, and Superman's able to take him over and overpower him and takes him back to jail at the end of this issue from 1976. So overall, I don't know, it was kind of silly. It wasn't that great of an issue. I give it a C+ at best. I thought Lex Luthor would be more cunning than this, but it was okay. He had some decent, good one-liners in it. I'm out.